Good morning, beloveds. Foster is being Foster. He's currently propped up on my thigh here, being, I don't know. He was in the window being goofy, and now he's standing on my leg being goofy, and yep, there he is. There he is. Look, right here. No, I say look here, and he looks at me. Oh, there you go. What do you see? Do you see you? Right there. No? No, you just want to go over there and mark the camera, don't you? All right. I'm running late because we got swarmed in the park a couple of times. It was great. The Blue Jays were not playing today. There were only 2 of them, and they were just like, nope. But the woodpecker was talking to us. It was pretty interesting. So, all right. It is January 7th. Our title is Love. Our first quote is, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth." And that is 1 John 3:18. And then the second quote is, "Love alone can beget love." And that is Science of Mind, page 431. Oh, your ears are back, huh? Are you watching the camera? What are you doing? Did you finally notice that you're in the screen? Okay. Recently, when I returned to Austin from Las Vegas, the person who was supposed to pick me up at the airport wasn't there, and I felt hurt and abandoned. The sermon I was working on for the next day was, "We must give what we want to receive." So I couldn't help asking myself, Rainbow, do you want to receive hurt and abandonment? Of course, the answer was a resounding no. However, I found it wasn't easy to switch my attitude. I began by watching all the families walk by. They looked beautiful to me. I began to smile at them. Children came over and talked to me, and their parents greeted me. Before I knew it, I was surrounded by a group of new and loving friends. After an hour and a half, I heard myself page. My ride had arrived. When I saw his distraught face, my heart filled with love, and I thanked him for coming to get me, telling him that I knew he had taken time from a busy day to meet me. His face softened, and we enjoyed a harmonious ride home. Again, it was proved to me that feelings of love and compassion always shut out those of anger, anxiety, and pain. Love is truly the greatest power in the universe. Whenever I find myself feeling upset about anything, I take a deep breath of love and exhale it completely, blessing the entire universe. I am divine love, and I spread this love wherever I go, radiating it to everyone I encounter. RJ Rainbow Johnson, which, if you didn't know, because she had already named herself in the reading, my glasses are filthy. And what she did, I talk about the spiritual practice of love, kindness, and compassion. And at that moment, the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing she could do was exactly what she did. She focused on what she wanted to feel, not what she was feeling. We've all been there. We've all been stuck somewhere expecting someone else to pick us up, and then they're not there for whatever reason. Now, 30 years ago when this was written, cell phones weren't a thing the way that they are now. Because now when somebody doesn't show up, you can text and say, "Hey, where are you?" Or you can call an Uber, or, any number of other things that you can do, or you can call someone else to pick you up. But what she did, which would be, even if I had all these other options, that would be my first reaction. Because if I showed up where I was supposed to be, and the person I was meeting who was supposed to meet me wasn't there, I might feel hurt or upset or what have you. And so before I contacted that person, the first thing that I would do is take a deep breath. When you hear me talk about it, that's always the thing that I stop and suggest. Take a deep breath, or 2 or 3 before you speak, because it fills you up with oxygen. And 2, it gives you a moment to decide how you are going to react or more importantly, if you are going to respond. And I talk about the difference between a reaction and a response. It's that moment where you consciously make a decision. When you take that deep breath, it gives you a moment to collect your thoughts. It gives you a moment to collect your emotions. Sometimes we let our emotions run away with us, and then you know what happens. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. And so that deep breath gives us that minute to collect our thoughts, to collect our emotions, and to decide how we want to handle the situation. I work in a health food store. This is my Monday through Friday job. This is the job that pays my mortgage. I call it my mortgage paying job for a reason. And I love what I do. But there are always those customers, and you know them when they walk in, and you know that no matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough. Because they just come in that mood. And that's exactly what all of us do. And so if two of us are in the office and the other person's going to go out there and handle that person, that's what I will say. Take a deep breath. And if I'm going to do it, I will take a deep breath, because it gives me that moment to collect my thoughts, to collect my emotions, and to handle them in the most loving and gentle possible way that I can. Because if I go out there and meet them with the energy that they bring in, it's not going to go well. It is not going to go well. And if I go out there and meet them with that loving, kind energy, even if they react to me the way that they have come in that mood, I'm not making it worse. And more importantly, I have shielded myself so that I don't take on their energy. Because you're always going to meet people that no matter how loving and kind and compassionate you treat them, they're not going to bend. But by taking that moment to collect my thoughts, to collect my emotions, I don't take on their stuff. Okay? And sometimes that's all we can do. Sometimes that is all we can do. I talk about, and I talk a really good game about loving from a distance. And when we have the option to do that, we do. And there are days because, I'm almost never in that store by myself. There are days when I know I can't handle that person. And I can look at my coworker and say, nope. And we'll even look at each other and go, you go hide. You go to the break room, or you go to the bathroom, or you go, wherever. And I'll handle this because I got this today. And every now and again, it's really kind of funny because our business manager is out on the floor more often. There are a couple of customers that we will just look at him and go, you got this one. We're not dealing with it, because he's a guy, And so, and he's been really responsive about that. Sometimes we get those customers that we've done everything we can and just nothing has worked. And it's like, all right, they're your problem now. And that's what we do for each other. And we absolutely do take that deep breath before we go handle those customers. There are going to be times that you are going to have to handle people that you don't want to. And if you take that deep breath, you collect your thoughts, you collect your emotions, then then you are shielding yourself from their stuff. Absolutely shielding yourself from stuff. Love is one of the greatest powers on earth, because sometimes we may not be able to get through to them, but what we can do is shield ourselves from their stuff. And just possibly when they come in that mood, and we deal with them in that loving, kind, and compassionate way, then they soften up. We may not see it, but the next person they encounter does. And so that's what Rainbow's talking about. She made that decision to collect her thoughts, to not get upset, because she didn't want to feel those feelings. And what she did was she attracted children. Then she made friends with new parents. She could have gotten another ride. One of her new friends might have offered her a ride. Or what happened is, when her friend did show up, he showed up with the face, she greeted him and proved to him she was okay. And sometimes that's exactly what it is their mood will crumble in the face of your love. Even if you're not loving them, you're just loving yourself, their mood can crumble in the face of your love. And so that is the power of love. Even if it doesn't change the other person, it protects you. So that is the power of a deep breath, no matter what's going on. We walk into chaotic situations all the time. And when we do, especially when we're given the chance beforehand, it's like, oh, I know what I'm about to walk into. And I take that deep breath. I breathe in that divine love. I go to the source, the center of my being, the source of my being. And I say, I got this, but I need your help. And I don't even have to say it. That's what that deep breath does. It's like, I got this, but I need your help. And then that love just closes around you and you can do anything. It's a pretty amazing power. I like to talk about superpower. You know, I'm a geek. I love the superhero genre. And, but I'm also a big believer in Gandalf. You know, it's not the big, amazing, flashy superpowers that will save the world. It's the small, everyday little miracles of love that we do that's going to save the world. So, you know, I'm gonna go with the pipe smoking wizard on that one. She had that really great little treatment down there. Whenever I find myself feeling upset about anything, I take a deep breath of love and exhale it completely, blessing the entire universe. I am divine love, and I spread this love wherever I go, radiating it to everyone I encounter. This is what we are called to do. That is that Christ-like behavior. Absolutely. You saw that in the quote from John. My little children, let us not love in word, nor neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. There's a song that I love. It's called More Than Words. And that's exactly what in the song he asks, if I took those words away, you know, it's really cool. All right. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it? And it's that line. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to take a deep breath of love and exhale it, blessing the universe. Especially when you're about to walk into a non-preferred situation, as we like to call it. But even if you're going to walk into a preferred situation, there's no reason not to take that deep breath. Always, always, always gift yourself that deep breath. All right. Which then leads into the the spiritual practice that I suggest every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. That's what we've been talking about, that deep breath. But it also looks like taking a nap. It looks like taking a walk. It looks like going to the park and throwing peanuts to squirrels. And blue jays and woodpeckers, because we saw the woodpecker today. And it looks like taking a day off. It looks like sometimes setting something down that is not yours to do. It looks like, picking something up that's new, that might be interesting. It looks like making time to read a book. It looks like, and this is Jesse's always talking about metaphors, and apparently this is mine. Eat dessert first. Eat dessert first. Which one I do literally mean sometimes, eat dessert first. And the other thing is it means don't save the good stuff. Don't save the good stuff. Use the good china. Use the good, spices. Use the good, drink the good wine. Or, the good juice or whatever it is. Eat the good stuff. Don't burn the good candles is what they say. Don't save the good stuff. Eat dessert first. All right. And I suggest testing on yourself because 1, immediate feedback. 2, you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Practice on yourself. When you take that deep breath and practice on yourself, then you are making the world a better place for everybody, because you are making yourself a better citizen. of this earth. All right. I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. I encourage you to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. It is very, very important. Your brain works better and everything else does too. I do encourage you to, early in your day, bright light. The clouds were pretty amazing this morning because there were clouds on the horizon. So as the sun was coming up, the clouds were backlit, and I love that. It's one of my favorite things. So, yeah. Early in the day, bright light. It's called a circadian rhythm. It is a hormone balance. There's a lot of talk about hormone balance, but that early in your day, bright light, even if it's artificial, it'll reset that. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. All right. Okay. It's Catterday, and I get to cuddle with my cats today and do nothing, and I'm super excited about that. It's been this holiday season was not restful. Okay. So the last thing in that series of my suggestions is, in the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. One of the things that deep breath does is remind you that heaven is a state of mind. Heaven is a state of consciousness. It is something that we are born with. The state of the center of our being, the source of our own being, is at the center of us. And if we want to meet God, the place to go is within. The place to go is within. All of the teaching may be out here, but if you want to know the source of your own being, it's to go within. When we say open the windows of the soul, I have a very specific image that goes with that. It's that moment of when you open the windows and that breeze kind of blows across you. That's heaven to me. It really is. And there are a lot of things that do that. Opening a good book can do that. Listening to good music can do that. Having a conversation with a good friend can do that. That is how you open the windows of your soul. And there are multiple other ways to do it. And Emma says to look for the good and praise it. That's another way to open your soul. It just, the Christ consciousness, we come pre-installed with it. Finding heaven is a superpower that each and every one of us have. And today, the title of the reading is Love. That's the password. That is how we get there. That is how we get there. And it can start with a deep breath. All right. I guess this is where I do the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Zone. We are Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. That may be something I do is work on my YouTube channel because I got to catch up, or at least get closer. And having a blonde moment right now. I probably need to go eat something. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. The hot links are hot. When it says in that constant contact, click here. It will either take you to the information you want or to the person that can get it for you. So please avail yourself of that. There's all kinds of great content on both of the YouTube channels, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, and Creative Life has a TikTok. Shocking, I know, right? Okay. I think this is where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, a lose track of your day. If you can afford to take one of those. I'm going to have a catter day. I'm going to snuggle with my cats today, which is awesome, amazing, wondrous, and awe-filled. A do what you need to do day, a take a deep breath day, a love day, a bless the world day. When you take the deep breath, remember to exhale day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. As I have said before and will continue to say, you are a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. You are a godling. Right? Know who you are. And when I say that you are that beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. That is the rest of the phrase. Okay. Whatever else you are going to do today, make it the best day that you can. And if you need to take it easy, please do that. Because that is what today is for me. I'm going to take a break. I have not had a break in about 3 weeks. I'm taking a break. So I'm sure that I know what it is. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m.-ish. And then we will have an amazing service for you at 11 tomorrow. I know, right? Right here on Facebook Live. All right. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.